Like many of you, I am so perplexed by Candace Owens. When she first came to the scene, I just thought, for me, it was so refreshing because we were getting called racist so much. And this beautiful, young, intelligent, articulate, well-spoken Black American female comes out of nowhere. Like, I never knew her. She comes out of nowhere to back up Kanye West with his MAGA hat. And I was just like, oh my gosh, we need this so much, you know? Like, I was so thankful for her. And I just thought she did us so well. Now, I didn't follow everything she said, and most of the time it was like little clips. But when I could listen to her, I always enjoyed her. But I'll have to say, my first red flag with Candace Owens, which is really ironic, was with a trans female, Blair White. She is a conservative male to female trans woman, and I have been following her, I think, when she used to live like in Hollywood or LA at that little apartment where she was downtown, and somebody like poured something on her for wearing a MAGA hat, or I don't know. But I followed her like from day one, and she is a sweetheart. And I love her content, and she really reaches out to her community a lot. But she is a conservative, and she will go into politics and like conservative viewpoint as a trans woman, especially in today's climate. And that's another topic, because I'd still like to talk about Blair, but I'm gonna hold that. So anyways, my first red flag with Candace Owens was with the Rubin show, and I think his name's Dave Rubin, and he used to be with the Young Turks, and he got red pilled. So he was doing an interview with Candace Owens and Blair White, and Candace Owens was fairly fresh, and Blair White has always been at this weird pace. Like, I'm always thinking she's just gonna make this big breakthrough, you know, superstardom, but she's always just kind of stayed steady, which I appreciate that with her, because there's so many different angles that she could have went to really make it big right now. And unlike Candace, who has grabbed hold of anything that sticks to see where the followers are, it's like she's playing leapfrog, and she's going on to every little leapfrog pad that has the biggest frogs on it, and she's trying to get on that pad all the time. And after a long period of time watching her and getting to know her and see how her viewpoints change at the shifting of the wind, you'll see that she plays leapfrog with her viewpoint. You know, you can, throughout the years, you've watched all these news people, and you kind of know what their flavor is in life. You know, if they lean right, lean left, if they're biased, if they're opinionated, if they're just like strictly facts, like whatever their style is. And Candace is like, what is she believing? Like, she campaigned for Obama, voted for him twice. I mean, she sued some boy in high school. Apparently he had some, you know, his dad was in a political figure, high profile, money. So she sued him in high school. I think he called her a bad name. And that was in 2007 that she graduated high school. So she sues this white, you know, affluent kid in high school, gets like $37,000, campaigns for Obama twice, and then all of a sudden she's a Trump supporter. And she's on the scene with Kanye West, and she's just like saying every beautiful, fast, slick, wow, zinger comeback that anyone could ever do. that was Candace. And I was like, oh my God, we needed her. I'm so sick of being called racist. We needed a really good, strong, black, female, conservative Trump supporter. Like, she's perfect. She had me hyped. Back to the Dave Rubin show. So she's on this Dave Rubin show with Blair White, the trans. See the irony? And she doesn't even know Blair White. And Blair White doesn't really know her. But Candace got a really bad start in the conservative lane because she started doxing her opposers. So whoever opposed her, she was doxing them. Looking back, I didn't take it serious. I was just like, huh? I didn't kind of even really know what it meant. And now, after all the crap storm I've seen from her and all the shifting of the wind, and, you know, I thank God she has this big cross in the background when she talks, because I'd never know she was a Christian. I'm thinking she needs to get one of them big interstate. When you ever been on 70 and see those big, huge white crosses on the freeway? She needs to stand in front of that, because she's getting so, like, bad. And I mean, she always has to say she's a Christian, right? But she certainly doesn't act it. She needs to stand in front of a big cross. Anyways, I'm rambling. So she and Blair are on the Dave Rubin show, and I swear to you, she talked so down to Blair White. She just has this, like, that kind of thing. And it's almost like after she ends her sentences, when she's trying to tell you something, she does this, I will bet my career, like, I don't know, like a Southern Baptist, not preaching anymore, kind of. I don't know, but she was so mean and so rude to Blair White. And looking back, this is what I think. She thought, if she's a conservative, she thinks that we automatically don't like the LGBT because the left has always said that about us, and that's where she's coming from, right? So she's coming from the left, and they're telling her that we're all LGBT haters, right? Which we know is a lie. So she gets on the Dave Rubin show and talks smack to this girl she doesn't even know was trans. She's talks smack to Blair White because she thinks that's going to impress us. I never knew why she was mean to her until now. She was putting on a show. She was thinking that she was going to gain more Trump supporters by being rude to a trans woman. That we automatically have no respect for anyone trans because they're trans. Like, we don't have any brain cells, or we don't care about people because of who they are. You know, like, what kind of people did she think we were? That she would have to treat Blair like that. And here's what's disappointing is that I never heard too many people call her out for how she treated Blair. And I don't even think Blair was able to even watch that program because it was so just, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for her, but she was humiliated. And Blair's not really an arguer. Like, she'll debate people and she'll challenge people, but when you start like digging and like getting mean to her and like wanting it to go to that next level, that's just not Blair to me. Like, I've seen her get heated with people, but she'll hold her own, but she's not messy. She's not a mean-spirited person. Whereas when Candace goes after you, it's not going to be about point or principle. She's going to attack you because you cheated on your first girlfriend in high school. You know, your name was in the paper because you didn't pay taxes. Like, She's vicious, she's mean, she's not about principle, and she's really not about anything that she believes in. I don't think she really has a belief. I think her belief is, I want to be rich and famous. That's what she believes. And she just leap pads over to everyone's pad on what's happening. And she wants to be right in the center of that, grifting away like a little leapfrog on little lily pads. Maybe that should be her new name. Candace Lily Hitler.